Hello and welcome back to Haven and Hearth. Alright, so it has been a little bit. I have gone ahead and leveled most of the way up in Masonry. I've gotten some more learning points, so I should be able to get that level 42 I was after. I'm going to start dumping points into Carpentry, mostly just because that's the other major, crafting skill, outside of sewing and stuff, but that is slow going. So, we're going to want to increase our carpentry because a lot of this stuff uses boards and blocks, so might will be impacted in some way. Ooh, looks like some harvest is ready. Actually, is that ready? Yes, my hemp is ready. All right, I'm going to grab. Well, you know what? First things first. Let's not get distracted by plants just yet because my pan should be ready. So I should be able to come over here and go, oh yeah, crack that right on open. There we go. Pick up my pan. There we go. New discovery. Autumn steak, liver and onions, steak and tubers, encumbered roast. Let's go take a quick peek at... What was the encumbered roast? Oh, it's the cucumber. Yeah, that's got strength +2 as its biggest stat. It's got will and perception as the other ones. What was my stats currently looking like? Dex is currently my highest. I could really use a lot more strength. We're about to start getting in on that. Now that we have this pan, which quality 41, so not too bad. 40.8 is the actual stat on it, so that's good. We're also going to need to do a few more things today. I got 42 on my masonry, which, as I had said before, was kind of what I was waiting on in order to replace the kiln. So we should probably go ahead and do that. Let's bot back in here, kind of make sure. Yeah, I have ridiculous amounts of clay. It's just, it is finite unless I find where it came from. But now that I have 42 in masonry, if I do find where it came from, I can get more. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to back out here, and we're going to destroy our current kiln. Because I want to put new kiln in its place. And because my strength is so low, this is going to take a little bit. Alright, I will come back once I have this destroyed. Alright, we are back. As you can see, I'm almost through getting this destroyed. It's down to a tiny little bit here. Yeah, we're looking at 88% done. So I figured, while we're waiting on the last little bit of it, might as well go over things. Alright, so it's something like 35 clay just to make the kiln, which, like I said, we got plenty. And then we're going to be going for an oven, which means I will need to turn a bunch of clay into brick. It takes 30 bricks in order to make an oven, but I believe, unless I'm mistaken, I believe the kiln only has space for 25 at a time, so that means it'll be multiple fire eggs. Fortunately, it only takes 2 sticks. There we go, it's now done. It only takes 2 sticks to cook most clay into brick. There is an exception. But let's just go ahead and... Oh. I did not want those, but that's okay. I probably have too much here anyway. Alright. Let's get our new, hopefully quality 42, kiln built. Let's see. Build... kiln. There we go. 35, just like I thought it was. Let's go ahead and kind of get you in roughly the spot I actually want. There we go. Only having one ingredient, it is very easy to determine where your quality is going to end up. I am too tired to build. Of course I am, because I went through so much freaking energy just draining out, destroying the kiln, that it not only drained out all my stamina, it also dropped my energy back below the healing point again. But that's okay. We're getting ready to make a bunch of better food, so we should be fine. Alright, let's get back to this. Just about there. Alright, now let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 25. So what I thought it was. So let's get this at least partly loaded. Oops, that was not quite there. There we go. Alright. Looks like we need another, what was that, 12? Alright, so 3, 6, 9, 12. See, that's the direction I thought it would have been pulling from. That's why I just kind of did that, even though there was those dreams in there. That should do it. Oh, no, it's 13, so I'm going to need to go get one more. That's fine. One more, and then we'll still need another 5 after this. But we can get the first batch going. Oh, one more. Oh, there we go. And then I'm going to grab the additional 5 I will need. And keep in mind, this was just the overflow that would not fit in that stack. So we still have plenty of this clay for whatever other purposes we end up needing it for. All right, so you go in. I will make a short stack right there. That'll be the 5 for the second firing. And let's go see if we can't find some decent, at least quality. That's 14. I know there's some higher quality. Oh, no, that's that one. I'll go back here. 63. That's, yeah, see, that's the 59 I knew existed. What about that one? What is that one? 59. You know, I'm going to grab the 59s. Just a couple of them. We're going to grab our matches on our way back through. Seeing as I probably should have grabbed those earlier. Matches. Oh, matches making my life so much easier. On my more personal, playthrough. My for fun playthrough. I still don't have matches yet. I'm still rubbing sticks together and being generally annoyed. Alright. Boom. There we go. Alright. That is going. I should sit and sort through rocks because I would like to have some stone up there, but for the moment, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a couple of these. We're gonna stack them right in here. Boop and boop. Excellent. And we're gonna get this fire lit. Like so. There we go. Alright. So, we got this fancy new pan. I need to restore my energy, and a lot of the food that I want to get initially, that I want to eat first, is used with the frying pan anyway. So, we're going to come over here. Let's just kind of do this. So, let's see. 27. 27 is 9 times 3. Good to know. So we're going to grab that. We're going to come over here to where the red onions are. Ooh, are these all the red onions I got? Or do I have others? Are these red onions? Or is this garlic? That's garlic. And this is the wild onions, right? Yeah, alright. Well, I suppose we can go ahead and get these harvested and replanted. We're going to be going through a lot of red onions, simply because red onions, for the purposes that I am doing this, red onions are the best onion option. Yellow are or I think it's leeks are actually the worst, because you almost never use leeks. There's a couple of recipes where it's decent, but alright. So, I need 2 per 9, so 18. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, okay. So I can just put that last loose one away. And I think that should be everything I need. So we're going to craft food, liver and onions. Yeah, because the spices are optional, and I don't really have any at the moment. So we're going to make ourselves some liver and onions. And you might be like, why are you making liver and onions of all things? Well, look at that psyche. Psyche plus 1, 3. Dex plus 1, 1. Intelligence, plus 1, 1. So there is a chance for Dex, which is our current highest stat, but it is a third the psyche. So we're going to craft, and of course the ingredients here are going to affect this some. So we're going to get that. Hey, liver and onions. All right, so this ends up being, we got a tiny little bit of a strength on there. And yeah, it looks like Psyche still turned out really good. So we're going to hit craft all. And going to just kind of let this go ahead. So it's 3 entrails, 2 onions is what the recipe there is. It is basically where the vast majority of my entrails are going to be going from now on. It is not a perfect Psyche food, but it is a very simple to make, good Psyche food. Like, yeah, the numbers are low, but it is much higher than the other stats on it, which makes it a very good likelihood of getting the appropriate stat. And as you recall, we've been struggling with Psyche. So this is why I wanted to do it first, was to get my Psyche up near the other stats, and hopefully, just kind of have this ready to go. All right, so we're going to close a bunch of these windows. And we're going to pop in, and let's get ready to eat. I should have a basket. I don't currently have a basket on here. Let's look really quick. Oops. Symbol and tableware. Yeah, wicker bread basket. 3 sticks, 3, what's that called? Straw. All right, so I'm going to swap out really quick here. I'm going to swap out my Tinker's Axe for my higher quality stone axe, because I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff where quality makes a little bit of a difference. I am going to currently... See, I don't want to necessarily grab the super high sticks for this, but I do want to have some decently high sticks for this. So we're going to split that. And yeah, see, those are 30. Which would drag down quality, for the fire if I were to do that. But for the purposes I've got here, this is going to be just fine. Because most of my other stuff, I think, is kind of a little bit above it. Like, I think my straw here is like 40 something. Oh no, it's 50. That's okay. That's still close enough in my book. Especially since my own crafting skill. Well, it's farming. Yeah, because farming is like 30 or something, right? 36. Yeah. So my it's close enough in my book. This is a disposable item. It is a long-term disposable item, but disposable nonetheless. It's got durability of 18. I can tell just by looking at it. Yep, where? And that means that it'll be able to take those damage ticks 18 times before it goes away, and I have to make a new one. Bam, there we go. My hunger modifier's gone down, more of a food event bonus. What were the actual stats on this? Yeah, look at that. It's almost 2% more food event bonus. So, let's eat. We're gonna bring that up because I want to be able to see it. And liver and onions time. Let's just see. Yeah, it's all mostly the same. Psyche. 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 Okay, we got a dex hit, unfortunately. Oh, there's a second dex hit. That's not the best, but you know what? It works. Oh, see, and now we've reached a point where 1 isn't enough. All right. I believe... You know, we'll just take a... You see, it went for the charisma. That's annoying. But we are full? Yeah, we are full. So, we're going to go ahead and put the rest of those in the table. Come back to that. We've been using a lot of energy, and we're going to continue using a lot of energy. So, it is generally a good idea to keep food on hand. Alright, we are almost done with this batch of bricks. Should I get started on things? Alright, tell you what. I'm gonna wait for that one to be done, load up the additional 5, get those going. And while I'm waiting, I will start sorting through the stone to try and find some high quality stone to use with the oven, because it takes like 5 or 10 pieces, something like that. And I will be right back once we are ready to build the oven. Alright, I am back. The last batch of bricks is not quite ready yet, but I've got pretty much everything else I need. I don't have the boards yet, but we'll get to that in a moment. Alright, so we are going to need an oven. We are looking for oven, which of course is in the same area as the kiln, being basically of the same type of thing. Let's see, yeah, so we're going to need to do a little bit of fine placement here. There we go. 30 bricks, 4 boards, 2 blocks of wood, which I took from the 22 quality deadfall one, and 5 stone, of which I've got a whole bunch of 108 quality. So, the way that the quality on an oven works out is it's 3 times the value of the brick, and then 1 times the value of the board, blocks and stone, and then divided by 6. So the vast majority of it, well, not the vast majority, literally half the value is going to come from the bricks, which turned out mostly at quality 46, although for some reason there's a few 47s in here that I don't really understand why, but that's the way it turned out. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of get it started. I'm hoping that the 108 stone will offset the lower quality blocks and boards. That is my hope, at least. Alright, so that is all of that in. Now, we are unfortunately going to have to cut one of these trees down. Well, it's not necessarily unfortunate that we have to cut them down. We have to clear some of these out. I'm going to cut down the lowest quality and then saw it with my saw, because if I went with a higher quality one, the saw would be dragging the quality down anyway, as well as my skill. But all 3 of these trees here are quality 14. And considering I have, so 50s and 60s in the back, I'll just cut down 1 or more of these. So let's go ahead and chop. And I figure this is a good use of the time. We're going to go ahead, we're going to move our bone saw into our second slot. We need 4, unfortunately. Maybe I'll move my pan into my main hand before I saw the boards. That'll give me enough for the 4 boards in my inventory. Gotta do the old inventory shuffle. Alright, we're almost cut down because the quality makes this fast. Even if my strength is not helping at the moment. And down we go. Alright. So we have 2 new logs. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to shift that there just because I really want to get 4 boards into my inventory at once. Alright, and we got 17. So remember, this was 14. My saw is dragging the quality up some. And I just hope that this is not going to be so much as to drag my quality down too much. Because this is even lower than the blocks. Alright. And it looks like our final 5 bricks are done. Let's go ahead and grab it. Hey, all 46s. Alright. There is our big, beautiful oven. Moment of truth. What is the quality? 48. Okay, so not only was the stone enough to offset it, it actually dragged the quality up just a little bit, despite our bad boards and blocks. Excellent. That is excellent news. All right. Now we've got 8 little slots in here, and this will cook, basically most of our food. Now, we can throw things like the pit-baked foods and stuff in here, just like we can the kiln or the fire. But more importantly, we can make actual baked goods in here. And baked goods are going to give us a lot of energy. Like, I think almost all of the baked goods. Where is my... Oh, I know why I don't have baked goods yet. I was holding off on something. Let's go take care of that now, shall we? Alright, so put that away. And I have a whole bunch of 48 quality seeds of wheat. I went ahead and held off on doing anything with these until I was on camera. Because, oh, you know what? I need more boards. Because I'm not going to do this all by my... Oh, wait. I just put the saw away. Give me a moment here while I get things sorted again. You know what? I could just do 2-bucket. I could do the 2-bucket method. You know what? For expediency's sake, we're going to do the 2-bucket method. Alright. And you might be like, what are you even talking about? Well, I'm going to turn some of this wheat seeds into wheat flour. So we're going to come back over here. We are going to processing and materials, cooking and ingredients, grind flour. And I'm just going to craft all, and it should put them automatically into... Hey, there we go. And I just unlocked a whole bunch of recipes by discovering the flour. And as you can see, I'm ending up with a bucket of flour from my bucket of seeds. I think I've got too many seeds for this, but this gets the basic discovery out of the way at the very least. We can worry about the more precise bits of it in a moment. Yeah, we're not gonna... Oh, look, we just got a uncrushed husk, which is a curiosity. We'll just go ahead and study that since I've got the space. I think I'm gonna wait till this is full. There we go. Right, that's full. No, stop! Okay. So I have a full bucket of wheat flour. Because that's the 10 is how much it'll hold, and I still have a whole bunch of these seeds. This is why I was saying I needed boards, because you can, in addition to a bucket, you can do it in a barrel. And that's how I normally do it, is I normally set a barrel up and just grind it directly into the barrel. But we're going to put the seeds away for the moment. I think I might actually... Yeah, let's go ahead and actually do the thing for the barrel while I can show off. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get all the boards at once. Some of the recipes. Alright, so we now have our baked goods category. Beautiful, beautiful. So, as you can see, this has subcategories and stuff as well. Let's kind of do this. I kind of want to get this bucket out of my hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right over here. And I know I said I was going to show that off, but I need to build the barrel here. Over here. Do this. Barrel. Alright. Boop, boop, boop. Baked goods. Alright, so we've got a bunch of bread. So we got basic bread, which is just constitution. Unfortunately, I do not have barley, because if I had barley, I would add strength onto it. Let's see. Bark bread, constitution and will. Seed crisp flatbread is, will +2, strength +1, constitution. As you can see, there's a bunch of stuff, including the ring of Brodgar, which we're not ready to make yet because it requires large amounts of poppy seeds. Olive bread. Ooh, I forgot about olive bread because, olives. Strength, agility +2. Of course, it's got decks on it as well. Twist bread. We've got cakes. We've got our cave cakes, which is made with that cave dust. I don't know that that's worth it. The honey buns, however, if I need to increase agility, it's wheat flour specifically and honey. You know, I mean, gotta love it. Pies, we've got blueberry pie for intelligence and perception. The green leaf pie is decent if you want to get, those stats up. Grub pie is really good, but it requires getting 2 grubs for each one. So it's a little bit convoluted. All right, let's go ahead and quickly get our last board. There we go. What am I doing? Last board. Now I'm going to take this flour, put it in there. Beautiful. All right, let's go swap things out. I'm going to get the rest of those seeds turned into ye old flour. Right, like so. You can go back in there because I don't need you for anything else at the moment. Good, good, good. I'll need that bucket again soon, but if I put it there, it shouldn't put the flour in it because it only can fill things that are in your hand. All right, so what I do here is I do this, and then I do that to open the flour barrel, and then just like before, and yes, you do have to have the flour barrel open, but just like before, we can come over here and grind flour. And as you can see, you'll be watching this. There we go. The flour in the barrel is going up. I'm going to get some of this ground. We'll come back and get some sort of baked good going. All right, we're back. And as you can see, we are just about done grinding the flour. And there we go. All right, we ended up with a little over 75 kilograms of wheat flour, which means absolutely nothing to me because I'm American and have no actual concept of what a kilogram is. All right, so we are now going to... I'm now realizing I'm dumb. I didn't need the extra bucket because the one with the seeds in it would be empty when we were done. Oh, well, that's fine. Let's just go put it away because we don't want things in the way for what comes next. Now, do I make some of that? Maybe. We can come back to that in a moment, though. I think I'm just going to start by making some basic bread. Seems like the thing to start with. We've got the ability to bake. We should make some bread. So, bread is just water and flour. Which, for the absolute most basic bread type, that is all you need. Now, mind you, this is obviously not supposed to be just the basic bread type, but we're going to do it anyway. And it keeps moving this around on me. I actually kind of liked it there. So, all right. Here's the thing. I want 8. I have enough water on me for 10, and enough flour for some ridiculous amount, 75. So we're going to have to do this one at a time. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bam. All right. We have got a whole bunch of bread. We're going to just toss it in the oven here. Now, so as you see, this is all 21. Because my water quality sucks, as well as my cooking skill, which was used to make the flour. Because my cooking skill is 14. I'm going to have to get that up before too much longer. But, so it dragged the quality of both the flour and the dough down. But now with our quality 48 oven, it'll go up some. Now, here's the thing. So I'm going to go ahead and grab... I need to put you back in my hand. And I believe it was just... Grab a block of this. And split. And we've got 35. It's more than our dough quality, so it'll only drag it up. Alright, so all baked goods that are actual baked goods take 4 sticks to cook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So we got that. We're going to go ahead and get that lit. Because you don't want to overcook them, they'll turn to ash. There we go. Now, as you can see, though, there is room for a lot more fuel in this oven. So, you got to be careful. All right, let's go ahead and just stick this last stick back into this pile here. Good enough. Okay, we're going to wait on that to cook. Obviously, there's a lot of other baked goods to explore. I'm going to be doing most of this off camera because it's really that simple. It's you got to have the flour, you got to have whatever the other ingredients is, almost always water. You know, I can't think of one that doesn't actually have water in it. Oh, okay. Oh, that still has water in it because that's the mushroom and onion pierogi, which uses bread dough. So then the bread dough itself has water in it. I'm really going to need to start bumping up my survival skill in order to try and find out what this water source caps at. Because if I can get higher quality water, that affects a lot of things. But I think that is almost going to do it. I'm a little past time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, we're going to pause up. I'm going to pause the recording, and we'll come back once this oven finishes baking the bread. I will show you whatever stats have come off the bread, because I don't know what it does with wheat. I usually end up using barley. But I'm going to have to search for that in between episodes too. But we'll come right back, and we will take a look at the finished bread. Alright, I am back. I just checked it a moment ago and it had a tiny sliver left. Hey, there we go. It's done. Alright, let's take a quick look. Alright, so it looks like wheat flour adds perception to bread. Good to know. We can use perception, right? I mean, perception is fairly low on the old thing here. 18, not too bad. Anyway, gives us another food source, and as you can see, 500% energy. And that's gonna be just about even across all the baked goods. There's a couple that are a little bit less. Like, I seem to recall something being like 400 or something like that. Oh, okay, blueberry pie is only 2. But grub pie is 6. Let's see. Oh, okay, the honey buns are only 175. I guess there was a few that are a little bit less. Yeah, like onion bread is 400. Alright, there are a few things that are a bit less, but they're things that you might expect to be... Wow, twist bread is 800. But that'll help restore our energy, which, as you can see, even just from grinding the flour, has already gotten down pretty low. But we'll go ahead and just kind of shove this stuff... oh, I don't have room for all of it at the moment. I can eat a little bit more, right? Well, I'll sort that out. I'm going to make a few more different types of food, and we will, of course, continue to mine out the tin down below. Also, maybe mine out a little bit of space. Now that we have all of this better food, I'm going to have to really focus in on getting my attributes up. But at the same time, I don't want to let that energy go to waste. So I'm going to be mining out and clearing stuff there. And there's a few more things we can still do to get access to more food types and some better stuff. But for the most part, that is it. We've got our frying pan, we've got our metal cauldron, and we have our oven. Those are the majority of the things you need in order to get just about any food in the game. But that is going to do it for this episode. So, until next time, have a good one.